In a world of increasing inequality, where breaches of human rights past and present are ever more evident, this is the Bar Council's Human Rights Award. To tell us all about the winners and all they were involved in and all they achieved, will you please welcome Mr. Justice John Quirke from the Bar Council.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In February of last year, I agreed to advise and report back to the government on the establishment of what was called an ex gratia scheme, which was intended to provide redress for a group of about 1,000 women who had suffered incarceration and exploitation in particular institutions, specified institutions within the state called Magdalene laundries. Because my terms of reference required that the scheme that I was to devise was to be operated on what was called a non-adversarial basis, I was faced with an immediate dilemma. How could I calculate redress for sometimes lifelong injury and loss in respect of suffered by, indeed, a large group of now very elderly, in some cases, women, without assessing them, without being able to investigate their circumstances, without being able to question them. How could I find out who they were and where they were and how they were? And I had, with characteristic lack of judgment, agreed to do all of this in 12 weeks. Similarly, I had, to say the least, limited resources which in fact amounted to virtually nothing. I did have two very valuable, in fact invaluable resources: Turlough O'Donnell, Senior Counsel, and Kieran Breen, who is the CEO of the State Claims Agency. At our first meeting, we agreed, both of them, may I say, had agreed to assist me on a pro bono basis, in their own time, at their own expense. At our first meeting, we agreed that if we were to do what we wanted to do, we needed the help of a large number of very competent and highly qualified professionals, and they had to be women. That was some dilemma. Turlough said, the bar will help, I think. Called the chairman of the Bar Council, David Nolan. Within 48 hours, the Bar Council had authorised our request for assistance, and 33 women barristers had volunteered to assist us. And not just to assist us, but to do so pro bono. And not just to do that, but also to undergo training, specialist training, provided by the Glencree Institute for Peace and Reconciliation and by chosen psychologists and counsellors. Within a 5-week period after that, which included the Easter vacation, those wonderful 33 young barristers, women barristers, had conducted several hundred interviews with 337 women from a different generation and a different world. They were able to do what we would not otherwise have been able to do. And they didn't just do that. They demonstrated skills of patience, of dignity, of provision of dignity, of discretion, and most of all of professionalism. And the Magdalene women responded. The connection, which I saw and was privileged to see, between this group of young women barristers and the Magdalene women was quite unexpected, and it was quite remarkable. The bar, just like the Law Society, requires particular values and standards from its members. And in general, the overwhelming majority of those members apply the appropriate values and standards. sometimes members do more than what is required in the provision of those values and standards. That happens more often than is recognised. This is such a case. I have, notwithstanding Jonathan Swift, I have always been proud to have become and be a member of the bar. I am more proud this evening. I'm also very glad that what was done in the true spirit of the Irish Bar has been acknowledged and recognised in this way. I'm going to ask one of those wonderful young volunteers to accept this award this evening, and I'm asking Patricia Sheehy-Skeffington to accept that award on behalf of those young barristers. Thank you.